How's everyone doing tonight? It is February 12th, 2019, and it is vlog. I believe this is number 6. I'm starting to lose count, but I have been faithful in doing them every week, so that's all that really matters. Uh, what is this in my lap, you may be asking? Well, it's of course none other than Cinnamon Toast Crunch, the greatest cereal of all time, and my go-to snack. No matter what is going on, Cinnamon Toast Crunch will always make it a better experience. The reason why I'm holding this box is because I want to use it as an illustration point for what I want to talk about today. I'm staying on the theme of how to improve your mental state of mind. Something that I said a couple vlogs ago to be technical, is change your reality with your mentality. And I believe that is completely accurate. I've been meditating every morning, and I've been focusing on 5 emotions in particular. They are enthusiasm, joy, love, gratitude, and certainty. Those have been the emotions that I've been focusing on. And so I'm using this box of Cinnamon Toast Crunch as an illustration for when you go to the store. You often go in and you get the things that you want. Say that you're in the aisle at Walmart because they have this for the cheapest price. That's why I go there. Sorry, local stores. Lower your prices and I'll buy Cinnamon Toast Crunch from you. Yes, I'm a terrible person that likes large corporate businesses, and yes, that's an awful thing. I'll work on that and let you know how that's going at a later date. But for now, when you're in one of those aisles, you pick up what you want. When I go there, this is usually one of the things that I pick up. I mean, there's a few other ones when I want to be healthy, when I'm doing that sort of thing. But this is very similar to what we do, even though we might not realize it, what we do with our mind and what we do with the emotions and the thoughts that we take with us every day in here. These are things that a lot of people don't realize it, but we have control over what goes in here. I was in depression for probably, I would say, a solid couple of years where I really wrestled with it. Diagnosed at one point. I was on medication for it. Excuse me. I've since overcome that, and I've done it by the power of thinking correctly as far as ways that will take you out of depression. There's a correct way to take yourself out of depression, and there's an incorrect way to take yourself out of it. Let me share with you the incorrect way. So let's say that you're in that grocery store. You're going down the aisle, and there are some regular Cheerios there. Not the thing that I want in the least or at all. Yet I pick them up and I put them in my cart and I take them with me and I buy them. Or, I don't know, regular shredded wheat or regular Grapenuts. I'm just trying to think of the most awful cereals that you could put inside of you. Those ones, I don't like them. I recognize that I don't like them, yet I'm picking them off of the shelf. I'm putting them in my cart and I'm taking them and I'm buying them. And I'm going home and I'm eating them. And I'm miserable the entire time. That is very similar analogy to what we do with our thoughts. How many of you, when you go through the day, you're sitting there saying to yourself that you are a failure, that if you would have just done this one thing differently earlier in the day, maybe you could be feeling a little bit better about yourself. But as it stands right now, you're pretty worthless and nobody really likes you. Nobody really cares about you. You've really got nothing going for yourself. These are not statements that are uncommon to anyone. Who's saying them? Is somebody else saying them to you? Or are you saying them? You're saying them in your mind every day. You're choosing to say that. No one is making you say those things. You have convinced yourself to believe in a narrative about yourself that has become true to you to the extent that you are depressed. Maybe you don't even want to get out of your bed in the morning. Maybe you don't want to look at anybody. Maybe you can't even lift your eyes up to look somebody else in the eye when you see them, because it reminds you in your mind that you're not worth looking anybody in the eye. Nobody's making you look down. Nobody is telling you these things about yourself. You are. You went into the grocery store. You picked up Grapenuts off the shelf. You put it in the cart. You're taking it with you and you're buying it. So what I am suggesting, take the Grapenuts, the Cheerios, the regular shredded wheat out of your shopping cart. Understand that it is your shopping cart. You are allowed to put whatever you want in there. Now, what's going to happen, I'm very familiar with this. What will happen is you will instinctively, when you go out, when you wake up in the morning, when you look somebody in the eye, you're going to instinctively grab for the box of the nasty cereal. You're going to instinctively grab for the box of, I'm a piece of crap, I'm not worth anything, I can't do anything right. It doesn't matter what I do, that nothing is good enough. All of these things, you're picking that up. Put it down. Put it down. Once you recognize that it's there, all that you need to do is listen. I made this challenge last week. Take 5 minutes. 5 minutes and look at your hands. I'm not even joking. Look at your hands, and for 5 minutes, your only responsibility is to be alert, to stay focused on your hands. That's it. That means that the moment that a thought comes into your mind, you have to recognize it because you're not being alert. Come back. Come back to here. You're looking to see if some bug is gonna emerge from the crease in your palm. You're waiting for something to come out of your hand. That's how alert you need to be. That's where your focus needs to be. When these thoughts come, the moment that it comes, say to yourself, thoughts. Come back to reality. Thoughts. So you're staring at your hands. Thoughts. The moment that a thought comes through. Because if you're not laser focused, they're going to come. And you're going to find out real quick that thoughts are going to try to come into your head. And you're going to feel like maybe even overwhelmed at first. But you will have just discovered that you are aware of when a thought comes into your mind. And you will have just discovered that when you say the word thoughts, even if it's for 2 seconds, that thought will leave your mind because you just made it leave. 2 seconds can turn into 2 minutes, which can turn into 2 hours, which can turn into 2 days, which can turn into an entire life of not thinking garbage about yourself. It requires training. It requires discipline. It requires you believing something different about yourself. It requires you saying that I am not going to listen to those statements anymore. I'm not going to identify with them. When you pick up something off of the shelf, you are looking at it. When I go down the aisle and I'm looking at things that I want to get, I look at it and I determine for myself, say I'm window shopping or I'm shopping for clothes or something. I look for something that matches that desire that I resonate with. Something that I resonate with, that I could see myself identifying with wearing this particular shirt or these particular pants. You take that type of a feeling and understand that that's what we are ultimately doing when we subscribe to or identify with certain feelings about ourselves. You are looking at it, you are saying, yes, I identify with that. I resonate with it. Nobody is making you identify with it or resonate with it if you don't want to. Nobody is telling you that you have to identify with the feeling of being a piece of crap. And I guarantee you, there are a lot of people out there that probably don't agree with your own assessment of yourself. And even if there are, who cares? There are loads of people out there who have went against the grain and they've become some of the greatest people on earth because they've thought for themselves and didn't live their lives based off of what other people thought of them. So, what would you like to put in your cart? What are the feelings that you would like to identify with? What are the things that you want to believe about yourself? How about you start with loving yourself? So get love in there. This is after you've removed everything from the cart. You remove it the moment that it comes back in, you kick it out, you stay diligent on it. Nobody's saying it's going to happen overnight. This stuff it's taken me a couple years, but guess what? A couple years later, looking back, it's a whole lot better than that moment that I didn't want to wake up in the morning or get out of my bed because I was depressed about who knows what at that time. Pick up the things that you want and put them into your mind and dwell on them, meditate on them, make them your own, own them. Own them about yourself. And pretty soon, when you start doing that enough, you're going to start believing it about yourself. That's what happens when you repetitively take something and put it into your mind. You're changing your reality with your mentality. Your world will look different. So I just wanted to encourage you guys with that. Take that for what it's worth. It's worth a lot. It's worth peace of mind. Put peace in your cart. That one's for free. Put peace in there. Put love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, self-control. Have the self-control to say, I'm not going to let these destructive thoughts stay in my mind any longer. I'm going to change my reality with my mentality. Thanks, you guys. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can like my Facebook page, Believe You Me. You can follow me on Twitter. You can just be my friend on Facebook if you're not already. Please feel free to share this on your page and do whatever. I'm trying to make something out of this, and I'm excited because it's making me a better person by just sharing these things. I love you guys. Thank you.